We, as a family, have just really decided that we want to be a very generous family. And that, yes, in this context, it looks financially, but of course there's many other ways that you can be generous that we're committed to as well. But I think that has just been really a true value of our family, and I think that's really been the driving force of this unfinished season, is just making sure that we're truly placing God at the center of our finances and letting Him guide and direct that. When we started this unfinished season here at Anthem last year, we were in a pretty interesting spot financially.
Yeah.
I had really felt called to leave my job without really a hard plan for the next one, and being really a significant contributor of our income to our house, it was kind of a scary time. And we still really felt God just challenging us to still be generous and still give off of that income that we had previous to me leaving my job. And it was scary because we didn't know what the future held. I didn't have any plans for really a solid continuous income moving forward. And we really just felt God saying, you have to trust me. And really, I personally felt that this was kind of our time to be obedient.
We had a plan, and after a few minutes of just being here, we both kind of looked at each other at the same time. We're like, do you think we should give a little more, make it a little more meaningful, a little bit more uncomfortable?
And we did, on the spot.
We did. It's still in the middle of not knowing what was ahead of us in the future. Right there on the spot, committed to giving outside of our comfort zone.
Even though we're still not really right back to where we were, our financial situation isn't back to exactly where it was, we really feel God saying, you still need to be generous. You still need to generously give this amount that I intentionally laid on your heart.
We're really excited to see the way God is moving through our church, through different small groups, through different outreach programs, playground. It's going to be amazing, just getting people on the grounds. That will be a way that God is going to be used to make so many changes in so many different families.
I think one thing we've talked about a lot is just how much we love that Anthem values young families, really creating such a supportive environment for families, for parents to be able to raise their children in a Christ-centered environment. Seeing them expand the kids wing is a reflection that Anthem is giving their best to the next generation, because they're doing that, so we're growing. And then it's also responding to that growth by providing more space.
Through this past year, for myself, I had this mindset that I had it figured out, but being surrounded by other believers and mentors that I've developed here, I've been able to realign my priorities and get them straightened out to where I am focusing first on a Christ-centered mindset, and that is helping me realize that not only am I not finished, but I can continue the process to become closer to God.
And I think being finished means being perfect, and only Jesus is perfect. And so none of us on this side of heaven are ever going to reach that. And so I think for us to think that we're finished, that God's done with us, that we've kind of hit our mark, I think is really almost trying to claim that we're close enough to Jesus. And I just think that, we all know that that's not true. And so I think just continually being aware of our desire and our need as Christians to become constantly transformed into the likeness of God, that is just part of growing closer to Him. And we're not finished until the day that He comes.
He's not done.